A woman stands on stage, in front of flags with the seals for the Department of Health and Human Services, and the U.S. Public Health Service. Logo, CDC. Text, Heather MacLeish, EIS 2024, Step by Step, My Mission to Make the Invisible Visible, April 25, 2025.
This is where I was when I received the phone call that changed my life. I was on my daily walk to a coffee shop when I got accepted to EIS.
In a photo, 3 cyclists take a wide path through a park.
This random nurse was going to be a CDC epidemiologist.
In another photo, traffic drives alongside a city sidewalk, which has a sign that says, Roadwork 500 feet.
Since moving to Atlanta, people ask me all the time, Heather, how do you like it here? My response, I hate Atlanta. I thought I was moving to a bustling, innovative, international city of the South. I never had culture shock like this. Living in Boston for 10 years, I never feared for my life when walking to and from everyday destinations. I wasn't forced to walk mere feet next to cars moving 40 miles per hour.
A lighted crosswalk sign displays a silhouetted figure walking.
I'm not a driver. I'm a walker. I have epilepsy and I don't drive. If I'm trying to get somewhere, I use my feet.
In another photo, the sidewalk is broken and cracked, and a section is covered with debris. A yellow, metal, textured plate, or tactile warning surface, lays diagonally on the sidewalk, hanging off into the street.
This is the other side of the street I was just showing you. Streets have been designed to prioritize cars. When sidewalks are blocked, not wide enough, not maintained, or when there's no sidewalk at all, pedestrians have to walk in the street, in direct conflict with cars. Some things are wrong, but when they're wrong long enough, they become tradition. They become accepted and unquestioned. I don't want to walk on this street, but I have to. I'm not alone. 30% of US residents do not have a driver's license. Kids, low income, disabled, and eventually, everyone in this room when we become elderly.
An infographic has 2 groups of 10 silhouettes. 7 silhouettes in the Atlanta group are shaded, while only 1 silhouette in the Boston group is shaded.
Atlanta pedestrians, you and I, are 7 times more likely to be hit by a vehicle than Boston pedestrians.
We begin moving along a neighborhood road. There is a high stone wall to the right, with the roadway to the left.
Let's take a walk in my neighborhood and see for ourselves. We'll stick to the side of the road here, because there's no sidewalk on either side.
A car passes along the left.
We're gonna pick up some dinner. Normally, my boyfriend cooks my meals, but his dad's on hospice care, so he hasn't been living with me since October. This is the most transportation independent I've had to be in my adult life.
We move further into the roadway to move around a parked car on the right.
We're approaching Peachtree Road. It's part of Atlanta's high injury network. These are roads that account for 70% of serious crashes in the city.
In fast motion, we arrive at the intersection. We cross the street. A sewer grate lies in the crosswalk on the other side. A Chevron gas station lies ahead and to the right.
If you look down, you can see a sewer intake in the crosswalk. You can imagine how a wheelchair could get stuck in there or become a tripping hazard for someone with a cane.
At the crosswalk buttons, we turn left. Traffic passes by ahead. Trees line the other side of the road, with green space behind. At this crosswalk, the white stripes of paint are faded and weathered.
Across the street is an elementary school. My neighborhood is trying to get this area to be a school zone, to reduce the speed limit here to 20 miles per hour and repaint the crosswalk. Today, only 10% of kids walk to school, as compared to 40% in 1970. The road design is forcing kids to be dependent on parents and delaying independence. If this street becomes safe to walk on for kids, it's then safe for everyone, including us right now.
The walk signal illuminates on the other side of the street. We begin to cross the street, over the weathered paint. A woman passes in the other direction, pushing two children in a stroller.
All right, the walk signal here is 20 seconds, which is fine for me. But for the elderly or others, it might not be enough time. Also, keep in mind, we're sharing the time with cars who want to turn right. So if I feel like they aren't paying attention to me, I'll just let them go ahead. I'd rather not get hit.
On the other side of the street, we turn left and move down the sidewalk.
Even though the law is for vehicles to yield to pedestrians, they rarely ever do.
A chain link fence lines the right side of the sidewalk. Leaves pile up against the base of the fence. We move around a traffic light pole, mounted in the middle of the sidewalk.
As we walk, notice if you feel comfortable, if you feel safe. Just because these drivers own a car, it doesn't mean your life as the pedestrian is less important. Luckily, there is a sidewalk here. It's rare, but sometimes there will be a car parked on the sidewalk.
In this section of sidewalk, a thick pipe runs along the bottom of a low concrete wall on the right-hand side.
As someone with epilepsy, every time I walk here, I think, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. If I'm alone and I seize, that could be it for me. I don't have control over my body. If I'm feeling off, like I might have a seizure, I might do this walk anyway. I'm not gonna hide away in my house. It's been so far so good for me, but it's a gamble every time.
We reach a corner. Traffic continues to speed by along the left.
Now, this road looks like a 6-lane racetrack. Why are people speeding? Well, because it was designed for speed.
We cross the side street and reach the sidewalk on the other side. A building along the right reads, Piedmont Urgent Care.
It was no accident. It was designed for so-called efficiency. But more lanes attract more drivers, which creates more traffic and negates the original goal of efficiency. So now, we have this wide road with cars moving so fast that pedestrians and cyclists can't safely use it, and people and cars can't get places on time.
We pass a combination pedestrian crossing and no parking sign, then turn right. In fast motion, we navigate through a shopping plaza.
So we'll speed ahead here, pick up some dinner, and walk back home.
We cross the shopping plaza to get back on the sidewalk, at another set of crosswalk buttons.
I like to stand back from the curb when I can, just to keep myself out of the road if I were to seize and fall. Because driving efficiency time is the priority over your life as the pedestrian, keep your head on a swivel and be prepared for the unexpected.
A street sign straight ahead reads, Peachtree Road. Tall residential buildings rose on the other side of the street. Cars turn into the crosswalk ahead and drive off to the left.
Remember, in American culture, we ask everyone outside the car to be safe so drivers can be dangerous.
We traverse the crosswalk. In fast motion, we turn left and move down the sidewalk. Ahead, a car emerging from a shopping plaza overlaps the sidewalk.
Alright, so here can be a little tricky. I'm not sure if this car will let us walk across the sidewalk, but there's a lot of road traffic, so I'm just gonna go for it, even though the car's pushing us to the edge of the road.
We move around the front of the car, reaching the far left side of the sidewalk abutting the road. We pass a diving school and beauty salon on the right.
If you take anything from this talk, remember, there are no accidents. Remove that word from your vocabulary. What happens is a crash that could have been prevented. Accident implies bad luck and implies that nobody, including the traffic engineer, is to blame.
We pass a lash studio and a coming soon sign for a men's salon.
But the road design is no accident. It's dangerous by design. Most pedestrians will survive being hit at 20 miles per hour.
In fast motion, we pass the storefronts and reach another section of sidewalk with a wide pipe running along the bottom of a low cement wall.
But what roads are designed for that speed in Atlanta?
At an intersection, we turn right. We pass a park info plaque to the right.
We'll head back to the house now with our dinner. Notice that the sidewalk just abruptly ends. So let's check for cars behind us before we walk into the street.
Ahead, the sidewalk ends at a no parking sign. After the sidewalk, shrubs and trees line the road. We turn around. Two cars approach.
Good thing that we checked. The burden is always on the pedestrian to watch out for their own safety. Anyway, we've made it back.
We continue on, walking in the roadway.
A lot of people tell me, Heather, you won't have to be a walker for long. Soon, we'll have self-driving cars.
A photo depicts 6 lanes of dense traffic.
It doesn't matter who or what is steering the wheel or the energy source of the car. If the road is designed for traffic and congestion, it will be unsafe for walkers and inefficient for people and cars. Personally, I don't feel freedom when I'm in an Uber stuck in traffic.
In another photo, 2 red cars drive away from circular burnout marks.
Americans have been conditioned into a romanticized fixation of car ownership. As Dodge put it in a 2015 advertisement, "We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. There are no monsters to fear. So we have to build our own. 707 horsepower, top track speed 206 miles per hour. Dodge Predators." Perhaps a good way to sell cars is to make it unsafe, inconvenient, unpleasant, and difficult to do anything but drive.
3 images depict the same Dutch street. In a black and white photo dated 1900, people traverse the street or in carts. In a photo dated 1971, 2 lanes of cars fill the street. Occasional people walk on the sidewalks. In a photo labeled, "Now," people walk and cycle down the street, with no cars at all.
But Heather, walkability is only for those fancy Europeans. The Netherlands wasn't always a cyclist paradise. Before the car, Amsterdam was walkable. During the 1970s oil embargo, volunteers fiercely rallied for prioritizing safe walking and biking. These changes didn't happen overnight. It took decades of protest from various volunteer groups. Parents were fed up with increasing child mortality from vehicles. Historical societies and university students protected cultural sites and city identity from destruction. The Netherlands faced the same challenges that Atlanta faces today.
A side-by-side displays 2 photos of Peachtree Street. In a black and white photo labeled, "This," people bustle along a wide sidewalk. Occasional vehicles drive in both directions on the street. Awnings and signs hang over the sidewalks. In a color photo labeled, "That," a line of cars waits at an intersection, with lines of parked vehicles on either side of them. A handful of people stand in the shade of a Payless Kids building with a mural on the wall.
To create a safe, walkable city, streets should hold space for social and economic exchange. So this, not that. There should be a variety of transit options connected to where people live and where they want to go. So this, not that. Street design should be to the human scale, not the car. So this, not that. This is Peachtree Street in 1928. That is Peachtree Street now.
A headline dated Sunday, November 11, 1990 from the Atlanta Journal and Constitute, says, "Neighborhood of the Week, Peachtree Hills. Enchanted Forest, nestled next to Atlanta's busy Peachtree Road, reflects the spirit and diversity of residents." Page 6. A photo accompanying the headline depicts 2 people walking down the center of a leaf-covered road, shaded by trees.
My new neighborhood in Atlanta, Peachtree Hills, has attracted carless wonders like me since 1990. Back then, though, on Peachtree Hills Avenue, they had 17,000 cars per day using the 1-mile street as a thoroughfare.
A street sign in a neighborhood says, "Traffic coming ahead. 20 miles per hour. Leafy trees shade the roadway."
I was attracted to live here because since 1995, unpaid volunteers sacrificed years of their free time to transform this 1-mile thoroughfare into a comfortable and safe walk to Lindbergh MARTA station.
An intersection has areas of greenery inset into the wide sidewalk. A neighborhood crosswalk has a speed table or raised hump in the roadway.
They lowered the speed limit, narrowed lanes to 10 feet in width, installed a traffic calming island, narrowed King Circle intersection, installed 6 pedestrian speed tables, 9 landscaped curb extensions, and connected the sidewalk from start to end.
A soil area containing trees creates a buffer between the sidewalk and roadway. Sidewalks run along both sides of the road.
I get to enjoy this comfortable walk because volunteers met twice a week, 4 hours at a time, for 1 year, with mediators and partners to make safe walkability my reality.
The photo with the haphazard tactile warning surface reappears.
Despite this effort, many roads in Atlanta still look like this.
The photo of the park cyclist reappears.
So Heather, why don't you just move back to Boston? Well, you're staring at someone living their wildest dreams, working in physical activity and promoting my life passion of sports and movement. Atlanta is a great place, but it has so much potential to be even better. My challenge to you.
A map of Atlanta appears, divided into neighborhood planning units labeled with letters.
Learn about what's going on in your community. In Atlanta, there are neighborhood planning units.
A walk sign has an illuminated wailing figure.
Be a walker and use your feet. Run an errand without a car. Share your experience.
In a photo, Heather grins and lifts a hand, wearing a name badge.
Believe in your wildest dreams. Sometimes they come true. Thank you.
The 2 photos of Peachtree Street reappear. The black and white one is labeled 1928, while the colored one is labeled 2015. A third photo labeled Future says, Your Wildest Dreams. Logo, CDC. Text, Heather MacLeish, EIS 2024, Step by Step, My Mission to Make the Invisible Visible, April 25, 2025.